What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. And you know what? I want to talk about something that's very important, and a lot of people will not like this, and I don't care if you don't like this. I just really don't. Because what I'm about to say is very, very important. I was on Facebook, and a buddy of mine that I grew up with, we're from the same neighborhood, which is Del Paso Heights. And he was talking to his son, right? I don't want to put his name out there because I don't think the brother wants to be, recognized for the comment. But he's talking to his 15-year-old son, right? And he says this: you know, shit don't look right when your 15-year-old son says, "Dad, look at the white lady coordinating and telling everybody where to go in the Black Lives Matter protest." He like, "Dad, some of these people screaming Black Lives Matter would have called the police on us 2 weeks ago for nothing, Dad." I look at my son and I said, "I'm glad you're keeping that third eye open on this S, son." So we're going to blur out the name, right? And it brings me to the conversation that we want to have today with people like Steven Jackson, who are not woke and talking about the world is standing with us and 18 countries is standing with us. But see, Steven Jackson, and I know that's my boy D. Darrell's folks, so I'm gonna tread lightly on Unc's people. But see, Steven Jackson and other blacks who welcome the participation from other groups to be in the equality utopia with them, notwithstanding people like Terry Crews, who also invite others to solve this issue of racism together in the United States. My question to all of those who are not black, who protest on our behalf, is, where will you be when the conversation of reparations begins? You see, where would you be? And I'm gonna be able to tell you how that's gonna work out. See, people will come out and fight for you on your behalf when it's Black Lives Matter, and they can come out and promote their own agendas. They can come out there and say that I'm not racist. They can come out there and say all of this, right? When they can say these things and make themselves look good. But see, when certain people like Bob Johnson calls for $14 trillion in slavery reparations, how many of those same protesters are going to be out fighting for the behalf of blacks, demanding that the United States of America gives $14 trillion to blacks for slavery reparations? How many of them will be there? And see, one of the better YouTubers here in the sector, Pharaoh, said that he made a video called Black Lives Matter Until It's Time to Eat. And he's talking about food, right? He's a vegan, so he's talking about that. And go subscribe to Pharaoh Said That channel. He goes into much more deeper situations with race and politics than I do, right? I mean, I don't go into deep, and I don't have his knowledge on many topics. But I want to say that Black Lives Matter until we start talking about reparations. See, in order for anybody to protest with you or on your behalf, then the first thing I need to know, where do you stand on reparations? That's the first conversation. Because I would rather you riot for me if you're gonna do it, or fight for me, or speak up for me for my $14 trillion. Because see, you can come out, because see, like I told you, a lot of non-blacks dislike the police too. A lot of non-blacks are disgruntled too. So, they can join in with you on this behalf. That doesn't necessarily mean that they agree on all your issues. That don't mean that they want you dating them or they want you living with them. That don't mean that. And it certainly don't mean that you need your reparations, because for many of them, this is your reparations. I'm already fighting for you. I'm fighting for you to get get justice. I'm not fighting for you though to get that $14 trillion. So everything will matter until we start talking about reparations. And we need to understand that as a group of people, that you are allowing sometimes people to speak up for you who don't want to speak up for your own personal issues. And if you feel that reparations is owed to black people. And when you have conversations about reparations that owed to blacks, where is the rest of the world at that time? You know, Amsterdam is having riots or protests. London is having protests. Germany's having protests. Poland is having protests. When you talk about reparations, why don't nobody want to protest that? Because if you want to protest George Floyd, which I can understand why, that's been happening to African Americans for many years in North America. And in many cases, some people will say much worse. But see, they quiet on that, which means that because the outrage when it comes to reparations is limited, it leads me to believe they cannot care about us like they're acting like they do. They just can't. And see, again, here we are wanting to believe that we're going to be living in an equality utopia. All of us can solve this together. Love happens together. Blah, blah, blah. Date music. Yeah, we can solve this together. We need each other. We need equal rights. We all need to live in. And then you talk about reparations, and then it's like crickets. They don't know you no more. But it was all good just a week ago. It was all good just a week ago. Because it was all good just a week ago, but it ain't good today, right? This is my point. It's my point. When it comes to the issues that bring African Americans power, other people don't want to participate. If it keeps you powerless, they will participate. That's something that people don't want to talk about. If I come and protest for you on your behalf, on our behalf as black people, then Black Lives Matter, police brutality, that doesn't really push black people into another spectrum. It doesn't elevate you, but $14 trillion can elevate you. That can give you power over me. Now we're talking about I have to pay those tax dollars. See, people are gonna have a problem with them having to pay in their tax dollars to you. They're not gonna do that. See, it's gonna be an until moment. There was all good with you until you talked about reparations. And so whenever you have a group of people that are owed money and that money will put them above other people, nobody's gonna agree with that. That's why when you ask most people, where do you stand on reparations in America, most of them say that you don't deserve it. But those are the same people you letting march with you right now. Those are the same people that are directing your Black Lives Matter marches in Sacramento right now. They're telling people where to go. But when it comes to you getting your reparations, they don't agree with it. But you dealing with these same people, all because that you want to be able to believe that people have your back, like Steven Jackson. That people have your back, like Terry Crews. But when the reparation conversations comes, all them people was gone. Now they busy. They like, date music. Yeah, man, I gotta go to the club tonight, man. I won't be able to make it to the reparations meeting, player. I gotta go to choir practice. I gotta go zucchini shopping, brother. I'm not gonna be able to make it, brother. And see, then you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad. They're not gonna fight for you for that. So just understand that a lot of this stuff is fake. Some people don't have your best interest at heart. And this is gonna hopefully wake some people up. Because ask those people that are out there protesting, how do you feel about reparations? See what they say. Nothing. So guys, it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Subscribe at the bell. And welcome to another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Go to the first comment pinned to the top. You'll find my Patreon and all of that. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. Don't forget the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. I'm out.